Yeah, exactly. And I think it's just a matter of as I say it, it sounds simple, but it can be, of course, a process. But it's really about kind of transcending duality and realizing there's no me, there's no you. We're all one, as you highlighted so nicely. Remote
Yes.
viewing is very interesting too. I did a lot of remote viewing during COVID as well. It's one of the, and I, for a while I got very good at it. I haven't been practicing as much these days, but that was one of the things that really surprised me that, wow, this is a real thing and I can do it. Um,
Yeah.
they mentioned three things. So is it me? Is it them?
Yeah, that's
And is
something
it
else.
the wider thing? So I think people that are open-minded and that do things to expand their consciousness. So, for example, I meditate quite diligently. And there's people that have other spiritual or consciousness expanding practices. So that puts me in touch with certain realms, or it kind of makes me more in touch with the one or the all or everything, anything that you want to call it, God. Some people call it that.
Hmm.
Um, and I guess a lot of people tap into that through praying, through maybe use of psychedelics. There's different channels, but for me, it's meditating. So that really puts me in such a different state of consciousness. And I feel like my consciousness has expanded so much since I started doing this. So it gives me an ability to better tap into the person I'm trying to help. Sometimes I get intuitive information about that person even a couple days in advance of talking to them. I feel things in my body often when I'm working on them. And I'm curious to see how this will work as I continue on this journey. Maybe I'll become better at this and I'll have even more experiences.
I'm sure you
So
will.
that's how it's
I'm
working.
sure you will.
Yeah. So that's how it works with me, but also with the person. They also have a role in this. So it depends also on their level of receptivity and openness.
Hmm.
So if I have a person that, like I think me and you, I did a little bit of work on you and we talked a little while ago and you were so open to it. So everything was moving through your body very quickly. You were, responding to me. And sometimes I'll have people who are the same, like the sensations will come, they'll expand them, we'll move through, and things will shift for them, and they'll feel differences quite soon.
Hmm.
And for some people, they have very deep conditioning against this kind of thing. So even if they genuinely want to be receptive and open, there's a difference between knowing something in your mind, but and really knowing it and feeling it in your body, in your
Yes.
physical body, in your etheric body. So sometimes that conditioning for people is so deep that
Hmm.
it can take quite a lot of effort to remove it. So that's where, and there's things that people can do aside from a session with somebody like me to remove it on their own. But sometimes people don't have time to do that, so that's why they really rely on a healer. So to get them
Yeah.
started. So it's really three things. I mean, it's first and foremost, I think the power of the universe and quantum entanglement, and then it's the practitioner, me in this case, and then it's also the openness and the energy of the person.
Yes, and I suppose intention, how as you was saying how the client will be receptive to it. They have to
Mhm.
set the intention to be receptive, and sometimes they don't even realize that they would have that type of you know preconceived idea that would just keep up a block, so it's not so effective. So knowing how to set an intention to get over that hurdle must be a bit of a challenge, right? And as you said with me, when we did our session, um, I can heal myself. Like I have healed my knee. I've healed whenever I start to feel like I might be getting ill. I concentrate, set intention um, of, well, not resisting some sort of entropic, physical ailment or whatever it is that's
Mhm.
being expressed or I feel that's coming up inside of me. So when I um, so when you was healing me,
Mhm.
I was. that was a very insightful experience for me personally, because on that day I was going through some intense
Yeah, I
roller
remember.
coaster of emotions. Of I had good news and I had bad news. I had and I always try to maintain balance no matter what I'm going through. So I hadn't yet I hadn't yet done my own inner alchemy. So when you offered, I was like, I jumped on that opportunity and allowed you. So all I did, the only
Well,
thing
thank you for your trust.
was set the intention to be open. So I made a very direct intention not to move anything around in me, not to alchemize anything inside of me. I wanted to give you the opportunity to do that. And how it felt within me was so much different from how it is when I do it on my own. So I I can vouch for your abilities from my own experience, that there's definitely something to it, that you're definitely doing something. And I love the speed at which you could do it.
Oh, thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, it was
It's
amazing. It was
interesting.
really good.
Yeah. I think what's really lovely about your experience is that you're able to alchemize yourself so well. And that I think is beautiful.
I've been doing that for a
Myself,
while.
yeah, myself, I'm still at a stage where I find it much more challenging to work on myself than to other people. But I always try to
I find it the
let people
other way
know,
around.
yeah, but I always try to tell people that of course this power is in them and they can certainly do it. And I think Joe Dispenza is a really good proponent of that as well. But myself, I don't, maybe that's a block I have to work on for myself or get assistance of the belief that I can't heal myself is still somehow in my vibration.